おはようございます。こんにちは、こんばんは。
今日はバッグのモッドの翻訳モッド入れるところからか。
ダウンロードリンク切れ？もう一回してみても意味ないか。
アップロード去年でそんな前でもないよな。
できた？できるんだ。これロード順とか設定はせんでいいんか。
なんか出てはいるな。
上書きされる？追加じゃなく変更してると？
ファイル競合出てるやん。
これ自動ではしてくれないやつか。これ普通に元モッドの後でいいよな。これで確定。じゃ始まり。何をした？これモルだということに気づくんだいぶかかりました。こっちは一体か。これはアスタリオンとイルに任せていいな。じゃヘイラここを凍らせたのか。
おかげで移動が困難になったな。
氷で2体滑ってたのか。今の等速ですが滑ってたの見てて何が起こったかわからなかったです。
傭兵のサンブロッサムが機械攻撃発動で倒したようだな。
最大ダメージ23なのに19ダメと8ダメで27ダメ出てるのか。どういうこと？ここに1体と、下に1体、で入り口に1体か。ウィルのこれ見えるところすべてじゃないんですね。
範囲決まってるようだったな。
やれんかー。
滑ったな。
サンブロッサムは下ろしてあいつに射撃だ。外した？
表示ないから外したんだろうな。
ナイス討伐。これなんでシャドウハートから声が聞こえるんかな。
No surprise to find a traitor among the Flaming Fist. Honor isn't their strong suit.
フィストってなんだと思ったら顧問の部隊のことか。名前が陛下になってるから何かと思ったら猫かよ。シャアはシャアなのか。
落ち着け子猫、危害を加える気はない。
なるほど猫らしい回答だ。
悪気はない、お前をそばで見たいだけだ。珍しいなどうやってきた。何か面白いことは聞いたか？
Good of you to notice. For my part, I have noticed the cleric is a liar. She promised me a bit of milk. Do you see any milk, do you? Nor do I. Disgraceful. You've had enough. Now go. Quickly. Yes.
Thought you'd be 10 yards tall the way Zevlor spoke of you. Ceres, Scout. A pity. You pulled them from one death trap only for me to land them in this one.
Aye,
and more than half. We were ambushed
聞いたやつだった。
They were taught
そもそも
those
こ
of
こ
us
で
who
何
cut
を
free
してい
just
た？
kept
バル
running
ダー
till
ズ
we
ゲー
found
トに
this
向かっ
place.
てたんじゃなかったん
The
か？
others, this army of the Absolute is growing and flowing towards Moonrise. There's worse than goblins on the roads now. I thought we might pass unnoticed along the fringes of this place, escape the owlbear by hiding in its shadow, so to speak. You can see exactly how well that went. Zevlor had hope. It didn't save him. A little sense will serve us better, I think. But... thanks. It was sweet of you to try.
モルがずっとなんか言うてるけどこれどうしたら？
書いてないな。
I'd rather face Ketheric's armies than suffer traitors. Watch out for those flaming fists.
まあ裏切り者はあいつだけじゃないの？それよりシャドウハートから聞こえるモルの声は何なんだ？
There's only so much of me to go around.
ウィルでシャドウハートに話しても意味ないの
You
か？
seem nice and all, but I've teamed up with someone else.
これ人が多すぎて話せないんかな？後で外して聞いてみるか。
Good work rooting out the traitor.
あれこんな部屋なんかあったっけ？
I knew Marcus well. Never suspected a thing.
ここが顧問のいる1階の部屋だな。
前回スルーして奥の部屋しか見てなかったんだ。
Won't you help me? Set me free.
Save the city. But she doesn't care if the Grand Duke lives or dies. I wouldn't go that far. But her focus is on stopping the cult. And I suspect she'd sacrifice anyone to
Won't you help me? Set me
She
free.
lies doing her best. She shows no signs of weakening.
We can wait.
But Baldur's Gate can't.
If you have an alternative in mind, please do propose it.
Won't you help me? Set me free.
Patience. He may know a way through the curse.
We don't even know if he'll ever recover.
But we do know that anyone who goes charging into those shadows is dead.
Help! Help!
So the plan is to do nothing. Let the Duke rot in prison while Baldur's Gate burns.
顧問の着てる服シャドウハートのと似てるな。
Into the towers. I
いや同じじゃね？
同じ
What I
か？
won't do is send any more of our people into the curse.
Any help from Jaheira?
一周したんでカット。
He still won't speak. Just keeps going with the bloody song.
Nothing of use on his person.
His original writ of duty, signed by Eltan himself. Fella must be one of the very first Flaming Fist.
He must know something. Let's not give up on him yet.
Floric.
Will? Gods, please, no. The Blade of Frontiers was supposed to be my secret weapon.
これこの前会って会話もしてるのにこの会話なんですね。
To Moonrise Towers. I don't suppose you found a way in.
もうすぐ行くって。
Merciful Timora. That's the first piece of good news I've heard since Elturel. But I'm not pinning all my hopes on you. I trust you will do everything you can to free the Duke. But in case you don't find a way, I'll be heading to Baldur's Gate to seek reinforcement. The council sent a carrier pigeon with news that the city has been dealing with absolutist attacks. The Steel Watch is holding strong. I'll request that Lord Gortash send some of them to aid in the fight against Moonrise. The curse won't harm them.
Holy shit. That's my old boss. The guy who sold me to Zariel.
いっぱい連れてると会話に入ってくるんだな。
Enver Gortash. Last I knew, he was a minor player in city affairs.
A lot's changed since you left Baldur's Gate, Will. Gortash has gained considerable influence since then.
鋼の衛兵
The Steel Watch are the future of warfare. Gondian automatons that can be sent into battle without risking any lives. Except those of our enemies. Lord Gortash had only completed work on the prototypes before Ravengard and I left for Elturel, but even they were formidable. With the Steel Watch at our backs, we can storm the tower whatever Ketherick throws at us, I'm sure of it. I'll do my best, but there's every chance I'll fall to the curse or the cult before I reach the city. Don't count on me and assume no aid is coming. Work with Jaheira. That Harper's mind is as sharp as her blade. Follow her guidance. Farewell. We'll meet again, God's willing.
Marcus was scum. But the rest of us are loyal to Duke Ravengard. Loyal to Baldur's Gate, I swear it.
The cultists are among us and you want to chat. Let the professionals handle this.
Heard you're meant to be heading toward the towers.
行くけどこの寝てるのが有効って書いてるが事実か
I'm not as hopeful as Floric. For my money, we're better off strategizing without him.
Flame Color. That's your name, isn't it? Art Color? I'm Fistula.
Nathaniel and me are climbing up a tree.
We need you, sir. One of our own's been taken, a Grand Duke. You might know something that could help us bring him back. We found him out in the shadows, just wandering. Nothing survives out there for long. Don't know how he made it, or where he came from.
This is no physical ailment. It is a spiritual malaise. The man's mind has been gripped by the Shadowfell, yet it has not broken.
お前はアートカラーだ。ランプの光に気づけ。お前はもう現実に戻ってるんだ。
Do you hear that, sir? You're safe.
Without a reminder of who he is, of what he held dear, his mind will remain lost to the darkness.
何か見落としてるかもしれないな。
His fingertips sport calluses and toughened skin, as if from manual labor, or playing a stringed instrument, perhaps.
楽器を弾けと？所持品は何を持ってた？
This was in his pocket. He doesn't seem to have any reaction to it now, but he held on to it for 100 years anyway.
何を受け取ったか見せろや。
He isn't sane.
What's in his pocket?
手紙を持ってた？この時ないなぁと思って見てましたがバッグに入れられたんでしょうね。カーラックなんだ？
So Gortash is a lord now. I'd like to clap eyes on this steel watch of his. I never really told you the story of me and Gortash, did I? Let me set the stage. The year, Tenir. The place, sleepy little town called Baldur's Gate. Our hero, Karlach, a knock-kneed delinquent from the outer city, with everything to give and nothing to lose. I was a kid looking for a way to fill my days and make some cash when I fell into the wrong crowd. Gortash. I respected him so much at the time. Turns out the feeling wasn't mutual. Through the jigs and the reels, he made a deal with Zariel behind my back. You know Zariel, right? Archdevil of Avernus. She put this thing in my chest and set me to work. I never found out what Gortash got in exchange. This is the kind of man who gets a title. authority. Makes me sick.
そんな奴隷商に権力を持たせるなど、許せん。
No. But they always seem to get it, don't they?
I've known Marcus for years. To think that he would turn on us, on me. You did well to defend Isabel.
First cultists nearly murder us, and now we have a traitor on the inside. Can't we trust anyone?
この世界はそういう世界のようだ。
Easier said than done.
あとはイソベルのところか？
Isabel, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Marcus has been with us since the start. They've been tracking us this whole time. And that was no random attack. You were the target, Isabel. They know how important you are. But they don't know about you. Ketherick will strike again. We need you to strike first. Discover the source of his invulnerability. Make him mortal so we can make him bleed. Good luck.
ここですることは終わったんかな。
We're in more danger than I knew. If something happens to me, everyone in this inn is dead. Like that.
マーカスによれば、ケセリックがお前をマルセズ生け捕りにしろと言っていたがなんでだ。
Why does a man like him do anything? Power, spite, some kind of twisted personal morality. I can understand why he'd want me dead. Without me keeping the curse at bay, everyone in this inn, everyone intent on killing him, is dead too. As for why he'd want to take me alive, I don't know. And I don't want to find out. Now that we have you, I hope I won't have to.
ケセリックの首を取ればお前は安全だな。
No mercy. For Ketherick will have none on you. End this.
I'd love to, thanks. Sorry, I've already got a best friend.
Oh, help! Help!
モルのこと書いてないんだよな。一旦セーブロードします。戻るかな。
Count your lucky stars.
戻らなかったです。
Seems that way.
ジャヘイラまだ話ある？
Traitors among us. A child taken. And still I can only feel relief.
あれモル誘拐されてしまった？
If they had taken Isabel too,
我々はみんな不意をつかれた。
Honesty will serve you better than charity. I blundered into their trap, and it cost us. You have the honor of making up for my mistake. I trust that you will. Then speak.
ハーパーはそもそもどうやってアブソリュートの話を掴んだんだ。
The same way hoppers learn of anything. Poking noses where they don't belong. We sent an agent to infiltrate this cult. The latest fad among the city's bored nobility, I thought. Until that same agent returned and tried to plant a knife in my neck. My first encounter with a true soul. I'm glad ours ended on friendlier terms. From there, I made some inquiries of my own. Saw firsthand how easily the cult could turn friend to foe with but the twist of a tadpole. And so I gathered my harpers and came to the source. Moonrise Towers.
ジャヘイラって名前聞いたことがあるが。
Some crusty ballad monger, I expect. They have me slaying gods or laying with them, depending on the bard.
わかるわ。野営地にいる詩人も適当なことばっかり言うてる。
Volothamp Gedarm? Oh, that old fraud should be dust a century past. But then, lies live forever, and he's half made of this stuff. There are as many versions of a tale as there are people to tell it. Let that satisfy you. And anyway, the heroics of old have done seemingly... We fight, we die, and we just hope that when our time comes, there is someone else to take our place.
お前の功績はもっと大きいはずだ。
The songs would have you believe we saved the realm's entire. Perhaps we did. They simply refuse to stay saved.
ここでまだモルから言われるからパーティーメンバー減らして話しかけたらと思ったんですが。
How beautiful it must be to know you can hold a hand, caress a cheek after going so long without. We'll get Karlach fixed up, right? There's always a way. There has to be.
カルト教団がお前の父を誘拐したのをフロリックに確認してい
Then
る。
we know our mission. All roads converge at moonrise.
フロリックは信用できるのか？
I was 11 when the counselor spotted and slayed an assassin who stalked father from the shadows. I was 13 when she brought word of a goblin warband advancing on Rivington. Her keen scouting saved 100 lives that day. The counselor's loyalty to my father is beyond question. She's as steady as Tyr's heartbeat, as upstanding as the Sword Mountains. Father's at Moonrise Towers, and we need to save him.
教団がお前の父を誘拐する理由は？
They want violence, they want control, they want Baldur's Gate. Who better than Grand Duke Ravengard to surrender it? Who better than the commander of the Flaming Fist to dismantle its defenses? They will infect him, and the city's guardian will become its ruin, unless we put a stop to it.
ではさっさと言って奪い返さないとな。
We can't and we won't. The shadows be damned.
ちょっとモルの件でここにいてほしい。
Sure. The blade stands at the ready. And just when things were warming up.
これでパーティーメンバー追加できると思ってシャドウハートに話しかけましたが3人にするべきでしたね。
Sorry, I've already got a best friend. Copper for your thoughts.
2度目のアップグレードはどうだ？
Like I got something back. Something I've wanted for a really long time. When I touched you, I felt like a real person. My heart was racing, but I didn't hurt you. I don't have to be afraid of myself anymore. I don't have to hold back. Not sure the world's ready for unleashed Karlach, but it's getting it anyway. Thanks to Dammon. Thanks to you. Thanks to fate.
望むものが手に入ってよかった。
Me too, soldier. Gods, me too. For every knock we take, I feel like I get a little treat just to keep me going.
新しく手に入れた自由、お前は何がしたい？
Touch everything. Touch everyone that'll let me. Shake hands, dance a waltz, maybe even kiss a face or two if I find a good candidate. The world's my funhouse.
動力炉が物質界では生き残れない話はどう考えてる？
I don't want to think about that now. Misery always overstays its welcome, and joy leaves too soon. I'll cry later, but not now.
I know well the pain of seeing your life's hourglass running empty. Grasping at any means of slowing the grains as they slip inexorably through your fingers. Karlach's fate may be ordained, but her actions are not. She will make each breath count. You can be sure of that.
The shadow curse is upon us. As foul as I remember it. Perhaps even worse. But with the Oak Father's blessing, we may soon see it banished from these lands.
フィストたちがいるがそこで呪いのせいで意識がない奴がサニエルという少年のことを言っていたが何か知ってるのか？
He is? Then I must see him. Insensible or not, he knows something. Thaniel is no ordinary child. He is the very spirit of this land. If this fist knows where he is, then perhaps we can save him. Save everything. I will go to see him at once. Join me when you can.
準備ってお前もう行くんかよ。モルがパーティーメンバーのせいじゃないと思ったんでウィルとゲイルをパーティに入れて戻ったんですが次また減らして調べてみます。
What can it do once it's extracted? True soul comes through. Yes, we wait. If we're called, we join the fight against Captain. As you showed true soul.
It might be useful. Who knows?
えらく喋りよるな。
So, the untouchable Karlach is untouchable no more.
新規会話じゃん。
I'd shake her hand, but she can still snap me in two, so, probably safest to skip it.
はい、以上になります。 ご視聴ありがとうございました。
お疲れ様でした。
Go ahead. I'm listening.
ゲールは会話増えてなかったです。それと傭兵のサンブロッサムは野営地に置いてきました。連れて行った方がいいというリクエストあればお待ちしております。ではまた。